Welcome to your daily reading here on Soy la Medicina by Miracles Within Us for July 1st. Can you believe it? We are already in July, the 7th month of the year. All right, let's get to our reading. Enjoy. Hola, mi gente. Welcome to your daily reading and welcome to the first day of July. Woohoo, we in the month number 7. And I hope that this full moon energy was supportive but surprising at the same time. Before we begin, I want to take out a supportive card for the reading, the overseeing message for all of us. And this is the Moondology deck. So let's see. I bring positive energy into my life. That is the overseeing energy for today. Can you see that? I bring positive energy into my life. And I want to show you the back of the card. Each of the cards have a different back to it. So I'm going to place this right here. And I know it looks close, but it's not. And the color of the candle for today is red again. So yesterday we had red and today we have red. And red is about protection, grounding, connecting to the truth of the basic necessities first. Before we can go and take care of everything and everyone else, we need to take care of our basic needs first to let this beautiful vehicle of a body really be at its primal so that we can be the creative being that we're meant to be. Okay? And so let's begin the reading. And I'm going to use the Dream Tarot today. Let's see what we have as the message for today. What is the message for today? Ooh. All right, we have the Six of Swords in reverse. We have, innocence. Number 0 was the first card, which is also known as the Fool in the traditional tarot. And right under it, what was hiding was the Dream of Cups, the Dreamer of Cups in reverse. Okay. So this is interesting. Let's see what else comes up. Are there any other cards that want to come out and share a message for us today? Okay, and we have the Eight of Wands in reverse. Okay, so we only have one card that came up in the upright, and that was a major arcana card, the Innocence, right? And this, I'm gonna show you what that looks like, right? And look at that, kind of get your own message from this. And it's the 0, which is representing the Fool energy, right? And what's the Fool? The Fool energy, this innocence, just think about what is innocence to you, right? It's different than being naive, right? Innocence is like a purity. Like when you see a puppy or you see a child and they're just kind of speaking the truth, this is one thing I used to get in trouble a lot when I was a kid with my innocence, because if you asked me a question, I was truthful to you. So my mother worked in a clothing department, a high-end clothing department when I was young. And one day she took me to work with her and she was trying to make this really good sale, right? And the woman looked at me and said, "What do you think?" And I said, "It looks ugly." And the woman did not buy the outfit. Right? So it's like that sort of innocence. It's like you're so real, you're so truthful, yet it comes from a place of you haven't had much experience. And that's even though it's not the first card, it's the overseeing energy because it's the major arcana card here, right? And underneath the deck we have the 9 of Pentacles in reverse. Let me show you this. So underneath the deck is about the energy that it's like we don't see, but it's playing a huge role as to how we're navigating the day. So today, this beautiful Wednesday, right, we have this Nine of Pentacles in reverse. And so as you see this Nine of Pentacles, there's like this vortex kind of energy and these like orbs or lights, right? And it's in reverse. So there's almost like not knowing where things begin and where things end. There's something along the lines of like, I don't know where things begin, where they end. Is it the chicken or the egg that came first? Is that sort of experience. And in actuality is not even important as far as like knowing that, but something underlying is like you're trying to figure something out that's like which one comes first, and that isn't the real thing to look at. There's something more to look at, right? And we begin here with the Six of Swords in reverse, right? And look at this. There's a man playing like a game of, I guess this is what, chess. Yes. And then it's like on a tree, like it's like on a tree. It looks like roots of the tree, like upside down. And the man has a crown on his head, okay, which could signify like royalty, right? And then it looks like he's playing against a pot of brewing something. Let me show you that, right? Like what something he's playing against something that is brewing, and the flame is like hot and it's getting hotter and hotter and hotter. And so there's something along the lines for today to really look at when it comes to like testing and playing games and sneakiness, right? And that's been something that's been playing its role for the past few days here, where this deceit and hostility energy was coming in. And so it's like this person who is of royalty, who's representing you, is like you're playing against something that is brewing, and it's something that is under the flame, and you don't even see it, you're not recognizing it. And in the reverse, it's like this Six of Swords. It has something to do with the mind, right? How you are interpreting things in the mind. And what I'm feeling is, with this Innocent card that comes in next, that Major Arcana, is that the way to become victorious in this game is for you to return to the purity of the innocence, starting from the beginning, taking that leap of faith. But it's taking a leap of faith with also bringing the wisdom and knowledge you already have. You're being placed into a new environment, right? Like it's the beginning of the month, right? So there's like this new energy stepping in. Okay, then we have the Dreamer of Cups, which is kind of giving me that energy of like Queen of Cups kind of energy, or a little bit of the Page of Cups, Queen of Cups. And they're both different, but it's like this in between energy that I'm feeling here. And it came up in reverse, right? And this Dreamer of Cups, what's interesting is there's a snake in the Innocence, the Major Arcana, and there's also a snake in this Dreamer of Cups, right? And the thing is, like, it's like two sides of something. The snake is saying something to her, and the fish is saying something to her, right? It's like, which side do you listen to? How do you integrate? And she has like, she's a winged being who is holding what seems like the world in her hands. And she also looks like she has fins, right? Like she's like a mer woman, right? With wings. So when we bring that in, it's almost like you're everything. You have everything at your disposal, and there's things coming to you from many different angles today. There's going to be unexpected news or opportunity that can also be presented to you. And the thing is, at first, you may not see it for the opportunity that it could really be for you. You almost like, oh my God, how am I going to navigate this? How am I going to do this? Right? And that's why it came up in reverse. But the the thing here of what I'm seeing is that if you allow yourself to connect to the purity of who you are, and the cups have to deal with the emotional part of ourselves, right? It's the water signs as well. And so there's something around, maybe there's someone who is a water sign who you end up speaking to that either gives you some remembrance of your purity and your innocence through their own experience, or they're giving you a new opportunity to do something different. Now, with this newness, what I'm feeling too is to take your time, because there are things that you don't really see clearly, right? So in order for you to navigate it in a way where you are benefiting, you can't just jump in and just do what it is. There's almost like this need to be like, oh, this sounds wonderful, can I get back to you in 24 hours, or can I, right, whatever it is, like there's a need for you to, even if you feel excitement and you feel the yes, or you feel an immediate no, whatever it is, that you don't just respond, that you give yourself time to go inward and pause for a second, because there's things at stake, right? And I say that because of the Six of Swords with the man playing with the chess. There's things at stake. The queen, right? The kingdom is at stake, and he has that crown, and you may not even notice that, right? So it's like someone can also not be who they say they are, right? So there's this need to like kind of know yourself. It's not about knowing others. We could never know anyone's intentions, really, because a person can show themselves to be loyal and beautiful to you for as long as you've known them. And then at one moment, they get triggered by something that you're doing, and then they decide to deceive you somehow, or betray you somehow, or talk behind your back, or give information to someone that is going to use that information in a way that is against you, right? So like, be always listening intuitively. Don't pay attention just to the action. Pay attention to all the things at play, right? And like we said with the beginning card, I bring positive energy into my life, right? And it's I, self. So there's like this self-reflection that is important. You are the one who creates opportunities, even if someone is coming to you and giving you the opportunity, right? And the thing is to take your time, because there's something you haven't had enough experience in, that if you just took a moment and maybe listen to people who have already been through the cycle, taken their wisdom, right? Speak with an elder that you trust, because I get this sort of energy of like speaking to someone who's been through life and has wisdom under their belt, not because there's someone who likes to tell you what to do, like stay away from that, but move like someone, you know, like you're wise, and I know that if I share this issue that I'm going through, or I'm trying to make this decision around these options that I have, and I really want to make the right one, and you're being asked to really take the time because it could be costly, right? So after the Dreamer of Cups in reverse, we have the Eight of Wands in reverse. Again, you see these cards kind of have like a similar vibe, with the woman kind of floating above something, right? And there's energy in her solar plex, you know, area where hers is as well. I just noticed her sacral energy is illuminated. I don't know if you could see that there. Can you see that? So there's even like an elevation if you think about the sacral, right? We talked about the root chakra with the color. Then we have the sacral, which is the second chakra. And now this is like third chakra, solar plex. And what's the solar plex really connected to? It's connected to our gut, right? And it's connected to our will. It's connected to the efforting of life. Rocky agrees, right? It's connecting to the effortness of life, but there's something that you're kind of burying, doing some like releasing ritual, right? Like you see here, there's a coffin with a body inside, and the person is almost wrapped like a mummy, right? So like think about like mummification was done long time ago, right? Centuries ago, right? And so there's something that's like an inherent way of seeing things. It's like you're living it and you've had personal experiences of it, but it's something that is multi-generational to your family, to your lineages, right? And it could be connected in that feminine lineage, right? Especially if you're a feminine body, I feel like this connection coming through the mother line, right? And the need to believe in your magic and not to be afraid of your fire, right? In this card, she's surrounded by fire, but she's the one controlling the fire. She's not like surrounded by fire and entrapped by it. No, she's creating a ring of fire of protection, right? And that anything that is encountering that fire has to face truths, right? It reminds me of a song, and I think I said this in another video, where in the song she says, may this burn in the fire and may the ashes turn into roses, right? And so this is what this is talking about. And surrounding her is a whole bunch of crystals, right? And crystals are formed underground, right? In the deep rocks, right? Like through that pressure, through many years of experience, centuries of experience, honestly, right? And the thing is, it was in reverse. So it's almost like you may have a clue around what this pattern, this ancestral pattern is, or curse, whatever you want to say it is. However, you're not letting it go. And you need to talk to the flame. You need to burn it and let it turn into ashes and let the smoke rise and transmute it into message, because there's a message there, right? There's an unraveling of the cord. It's to be like, thank you for this lesson. I now integrate this lesson. I release me and my lineage from this moment on. It is done and said through the authority and power of who I am, and I am that I am, right? Like there's this sort of like deep needing to kind of not just be in the emotions of it, but to speak it, to release it, to say it to the heavens, to speak to your ancestors, to be like, this is done. This is done. This is it. It ends with me. And I now take all my energy back. I now take all the energy from my ancestors that have been used in a way that was against our will and against our lineage. And I now use this energy to bring me and my lineage up to its rightful place, back on its throne, reclaiming its kingdom, and no longer playing this game of chess. Because if you even think chess, what do we keep in our chest? Our heart. And our heart has its own vibrational frequency. It has its own brain, right? And in such authority and such strength, what comes through is playfulness, right? And I have my puppy now wanting to play with me. What comes is playfulness, but direction. It's like another level of yourself, a strength in yourself, a knowing of yourself, in like an infatuation of love with yourself in a healthy, innocent way, right? Reclaiming all of what is yours, because yours is what everything that was been given to you. And remember, you are the answered prayers of your ancestors. You are here because they were here and they endured their own experiences and own life. Excuse me, baby. Right? So this is the moment to remember. This is your remembrance of such, right? This is your remembering of this. And that in this, you are also bringing in playfulness, but not in a way where you're not taking yourself serious. It's like, because I am so in my strength, so in my knowing, and I know that I am divinely protected, and I know that I'm divinely given my path. Everything is unfolding exactly as I need to. And I reclaim the rightfulness of who I am. I reclaim all that is me. And anything that is me, I return back and I release it with joy. And I bring with me what is mine, because I know what is mine and it is good. And I know that I come from purity. I know that I am from purity. I know that I am a creation of love, right? I'm remembering that. I release envy. I release jealousy. I release comparison. I release that from me seeing in others and others seeing that in me. I see everyone as a friend now. And those who are not, I am seeing you clearly, and you are removed from my path. I don't have to do anything. You will be removed. And I have that trusting and knowing. All right. That was really powerful energy that was coming through there. Okay. So I'm going to ask anything else. Oh, anything else that wants to be said? And whoop, 3 cards came out. Wow. Whoa. Whoa. And they came in order, and this deck is shuffled, and you saw me shuffling. We got 51, 52, 53, and those are the last cards of this deck. So you are at the end of this cycle. You are the cycle breaker. You are the chain breaker if you choose to be. This ends with you now and your authority, and in such way you gain all your energy back. And miracles begin to occur. Unseen healing occurs in this moment. And I love that, because this is what this is reflecting. We have the number 51, healer of the ages. Look at that. Then we have the number 52, goddess of the moon. And we just went through the full moon, right? And we're still in the energy of that. And then we have 53, magician and the mirror. And yesterday's reading, when I asked, is there anything else that needs to be shared? The card that came up, I believe it was the 6 of Cups. And it was a woman looking, she was in the forest, looking at herself in the mirror, reflecting. And so here we go again. Look at yourself. You see who you are. Like, the energy right now is like, remember who you are. And when you do so, you begin to be the healer of the ages, healer of multi-generations. And you see this being, his head is illuminated and so are his hands. And almost his body seems somewhat translucent a little bit. Not fully, but there is like this, you could sort of see through him. A divinity, like you're so in the purity. Like when you invoke this energy in yourself and you see this in yourself, and the potential is today. Don't let this pass you. Don't let the day and the night come and you don't reclaim your energy. because you have divine support. You have your ancestors here. You have the energy of the moon, goddess of the moon, right? This is in the darkness, in the shadow, in the hermit. In that space is where growth comes. That is where life begins, right? In the depths of that. And also in like the moon affects the waters. And in a lot of traditions, right? And even in science, life began in the water, right? Life began in the water. And if you think about it, we were living in our mother's womb in her water, right? In her water. And that's what this is talking about, and seeing that the moon is a reflection of that. It's the feminineness, it's the feminine sister, the feminine mother, right? And then we have here the number 53 with the magician and the mirror. What will you do with this reflection? As a magician, you can either really be a magician, someone who creates the impossible to possible, or you can use your energy in the space of illusion. What will you now choose? Because this is a choice that you decide, right? I'm really digging this, because like, who would think on a Wednesday, right? Like, the energies would be so what, right? But it is, and we need to see that healing and our life isn't only on the weekends, right? It's not only on our vacation, it's not only on our days off. Our life is every day. We've been so trained so well to believe that this is the only and this is the best way of living. Work, home, and then weekends is for myself. I don't know. That doesn't seem divine, right? And like, what is being asked is like, how will you now integrate your knowledge and your wisdom and the innocence and the purity that is now being shown to you right now? What will you do with this? What will you do with this? Seriously. These are deep, deep questions to ask yourself. And it may not seem deep in the moment, but there's a real need for you to see the truth of this. And with the magician and the mirror, his hands, just like the healer of the ages, are illuminated. But his hands have two different things. On his left hand is fire. And then there's a mirror behind it. I don't know if you could see that. But there's a mirror behind him, and that is on his left side. And then on the right side, there's a blue. Let me see this right. And there's a blue, and it's a crystal, right? So we have this blue crystal. Think of like water, but also think about what is a crystal? Where is it created? It is created in the rock, right? And the fire, the flame created by the sun. So there's this dance between the feminine and masculine, the earth and the sky, right? And then we have this reflecting happening, because even this crystal is a clear quartz crystal. It's see-through, and it also is reflecting something to the self, right? And this man he has the infinity sign over his head, and it's illuminated, okay? And he is an elder. He's mature. He has white hair and a white beard. And in this card, his beard and hair is brown. Like, he's not as old, but he's mature. So there's like this elevation happening. It's like, first you bring in your illumination, your hands become illuminated, your mind is illuminated, Your crown chakra is illuminated with your third eye, and his heart is also illuminated. And then it goes into the darkness of the moon. And she's has the moon, she's holding it up in her hands, and she's very magical and very like fairy kind of looking, ethereal looking, right? So there's like this transmutation of the dance between the feminine and the masculine. And then we step into this masculine energy again, which is like a wise teacher, a wise knower, right? So this is more than just today type of reading. This is like feeding into like a change of self that feeds into you, like every day something shifting. This is not just today, this is moving through till the ends of the year kind of feeling, whereas like you get to witness yourself going through all of these stages and knowing the dance between that feminine and masculine energy. Okay. Let me look at this for a minute and see, is there anything else that wants to share? So we only had one major arcana here, which was the innocent, right? And the thing is, this snake, you see the snake, this light here, the snake, at first glance you're like, oh, this snake is bad. No, this snake is actually protecting that orb of light that is on this like pedestal thing, right? It is protecting it, and it is not afraid to show its teeth, its venom. It's like if you try to um deceive this energy, the protection of your spirit, the messengers around you are protecting you. And for you to do so, you have to invoke it. You have to believe that you're protected, even when things aren't showing that in the reality of your world, right? And to remain positive, right? I bring positive energy into my life, and reflecting, what does that even mean? I bring positive energy into my life, right? And knowing that underneath everything, with this Nine of Pentacles in reverse, it's almost like if you look at this card, it doesn't really matter how you look at it. Doesn't, like, it changes but doesn't at the same time. It's not a negative thing. It's just like, are you gonna let yourself receive it from all spaces and places, right? There's opportunities that are being here, but there's also this need to know that, to use your level of discernment, right? And this theme of crystals, like, I don't know what your practice is around crystals. You just have them or not. I have lots of crystals and I dedicate them for different things, right? I have ones that I use for protection, one that I use for channeling, one that I use for good dreams, one that I use to gate my house and my car, right? Like, this is a time to get real about your spirit, the way that you practice, okay? And remember that you're not alone in this. So this was really good, right? Like, I appreciate this reading. May it open up your heart and guide you through this journey. Okay? Yeah. With this Dreamer of Cups, you have the world in your hands, and it's in the center. It's literally, this is the Dreamer of Cups. You have the world in your hands, and her sacral is illuminated. There's an orb there of energy, and it just looks like it's expanding. And so our sacral energy is connected to our creative projects, the things we're really here to do, and also the inheritance of our spirit. It is what we're carrying on, right? So there's a need to remember that as you're going through your ups and downs, and recognizing who is good and who isn't for you. Okay? And so this is really good. So I would like to extend myself to you. I am doing a free complimentary session. And you can book that session on my website at soylamedicina.com. And you can click on awareness call and it'll take you directly to my calendar. And there we can talk about what is going on for you personally. And if you would like to continue working with me, we can do so there as well. And at the moment, I am doing slide and scale. So that is depending on your own ability and capacity to do the exchange. Okay. So don't be afraid. No one is turned around. I'm here to provide the truth. No one is going to turn off this voice again. All right, my love. May you have a beautiful Wednesday. I am so looking forward to connecting with you all. And from my heart to yours, de mi corazón hasta la tuya. Ciao. Thank you for watching your daily reading for July 1st. You can book your complimentary 30-minute awareness call at my website, soylamedicina.com. I am so looking forward to speaking to you. May this reading touch your heart, and I'm super excited for this day. Many blessings. Enjoy yourselves. Until the next time. Ciao.